he just walk out for evening walk, and then he just get lost for 4 days. The next thing we hear is that this person is admitted in the hospital, but he's in a critical condition. And as we go to see him, he does not have any body parts. All the body parts are moved. Stories because most of the men that go through this and die in Saudi Arabia, they never come to Kenya. They never do. All the men that I know that they died in Saudi Arabia, my fellow brothers, my fellow Kenyans, their bodies, they're still in Saudi Arabia.
Welcome back to Real Life Stories with Lillian. My name is Maria and I'm your host today. We try to enlighten and share stories of various people who try to find work abroad. And today we are focusing on George, who is a guy from Kilifi who had applied for work at UAE, Saudi Arabia to be specific. And so today he's going to tell us about his story, what he endured, what he had to go through. And from that we can learn and we can share, we can encourage each other on which way to go, which way not to go. So I'll let George introduce himself, then we take it from there. Tell us your name, where you're from, and then you can go from on how you had applied to go to Saudi, what went wrong, and then you can just continue to converse from there on.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity.
Yes.
My name is George Edison Kombe, and okay, this opportunity came to me like a miracle because I was jobless and I needed work.
Yeah.
So I had a friend by the name Paula. She's my neighbor.
Yeah.
So yeah, she told me that there are opportunities in the UAE and I could try. So yeah, I wanted to know more.
Yeah.
So he made it possible through this guy called Ali. Yeah, and then I found myself in Saudi Arabia.
So how was the process? Was it your first time traveling outside for work?
Yes, it was my first time. Yeah.
Okay. How was the process?
Okay. Passport. I already had my own passport. So what I needed was the visa and the permit.
Yeah.
I had another problem. My dad, because my dad was the one to pay for the commission for me.
Yeah.
So my dad wasn't willing for the idea of me going to Saudi Arabia because of the criminal cases coming from there, workers being discriminated, racist issues, different issues. So I insisted a lot that okay, it's my life, let me take this chance. If I'll go bust it, then okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And okay, so he gave me his bless and he was willing to pay for the commission. He said, if that's what you want, then okay, go for it. Then I was like, okay. So actually the process took like a month because I travel on maybe 1 month, 2 weeks, because I travel on 22nd February. That's the day I had my exit from Kenya.
2021.
2022 now.
What job were you told you were going to do before you boarded the airplane?
Actually, I did an interview. After we had reached an agreement, Lillian connected me to Ali. I went to Ali's office. So Ali gave me a date. I did an interview and then I passed Ali told me to do kitchen helper. So I did an interview as a kitchen helper.
So you're going to work as a kitchen helper in Saudi?
Yes.
Okay. So now you're boarding the plane getting to Saudi?
Yes. So now the day that we were boarding the plane, something didn't sound right for me because we were never given the contract to read and sign for ourselves until the very same day, that this very same hour that we're doing check-in, that's when we're giving our ticket and contracts to sign it. So my basic salary was supposed to be 1,300 SR, and no, not 13, 1,200 SR, and then to cater for accommodation and food 300 SR. my basic salary. But now I have the contract in my hand, but the basic salary is 1,000 SR, and food and accommodation 300 SR. So already I had a minus of 200 SR.
SR, yeah.
But I didn't have any option because I'm already at the check-in.
Yeah, you can't go back.
I already paid in. My dad paid for me like 120,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that duration that I was in Nairobi doing all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we are at the airport. We are being given contract. It's not what I thought it was. Yeah, it's not what they promised.
Yeah.
But we have no option because we're already there.
Yeah.
So we decided to board the plane and get to Saudi.
So before we continue, I'll just interject you for a minute. So when you saw this contract,
yeah,
and you saw that the salary was not matching in what you were told,
yeah,
how did you feel? Did you have mixed feelings? Did you sense something is wrong?
Okay, I had a mixed feeling, but at the same time, I was actually excited because, okay, though it was 1,000 only, not 1,200, 1,200, but I was still excited because I've not made that kind of money.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, then it's just 1,000 SR, but still in Kenya is around 35,000 Kenyan shillings now currently. So I was like, okay, let me just go for it because it's just a minus of 6,000.
Yeah.
Let me just take this opportunity. So deep down in my heart, I knew that I had to take this chance, but I had doubt because what I was told was not in the contract. But I decided still, I was willing still to go to Saudi Arabia. Yes.
So when you get to the airport, so we are trying to inform you guys on how it works so that you can know. Do they come pick you up?
Yeah.
Okay, so just how they picked you up, where they took you, what they told you.
Okay, at the airport, because I wasn't alone, we were 15 guys. So we were taken direct to the Masada accommodation, which is in the Mam Al Khobar. Al Khobar is near Bahrain because it's 30 minutes drive. You can even see Bahrain from a distance. So we were taken there, Al Khobar, the Mam. So we got there at 3 a.m. early morning. So we did a medical checkup, and then after that we were processed with our IGAMA, the residential identity card for Saudi Arabia, for the residents who are going to work there. And also we were given the SIM cards, and also there was some phone. If you didn't have a smartphone, you could take, but it will be deducted in your salary. So some guys took, but I didn't take because I had already a smartphone. So that's how we landed in our company. And we were also shocked when we got there because we knew that Masada was a hotel. All of us, all the 15 guys, we knew that Masada was a hotel, a 5-star hotel. But in the real sense, when we got there, Masada wasn't a hotel. And Ali here in Kenya told us that our Masada is a very good hotel. You guys will just be swimming, good accommodation, just watching TV. Only you go in kitchen, cutting, finish, class. So we were surprised because this one was a human resource company.
Okay, what do you mean by human resource company?
Okay, this company whereby they don't sell goods, they sell people.
Oh, okay.
So these other companies
buy from them
the human resource now. That's
they
what
sell
I mean.
Workers to go work.
Yes.
Okay.
They sell workers to go work. So this one now brought so many questions in each of us.
Okay, so from the stories we hear, from the stories we read, from the stories which are being aired on the news, is that most female workers in Saudi UAE, the ones who get molested, the ones get beaten, get killed. But from listening to your story, we also find out that also men go through the same thing. Can you explain more?
Yes, men also go through the same thing, but the difference here is, you see, it's nature. I can say it's nature. Women can come first, okay, and women are meant to be like to be like a pet. So it's easy to hear the stories of women because uh, most of the time men stay with companies, right? But women go direct to the Saudi citizens to work with the Saudi citizens. So it's very easy for them to reflect their problem, especially nowadays we have this what we call TikTok. But let's go even to men. Men, we have this pride. I might be going through something, but I decide not to share with anyone. So that's nature.
Yeah.
I have men, we have this pride that
Ego.
yeah, ego. I should just keep my things private. I should not share them with anyone, you know. And also the other reason is because you see, ladies, for example, they have that habit of sharing. They have the habit of talking, passing news to each other. Nowadays we have like something like TikTok. So we find that other men, they see even TikTok as a female kind of
platform.
Yes, not for men. So it's not easy for people to hear stories of men than women. So I think that's the big difference. And also, it's not easy for people to have these stories because most of the men that go through this and die in Saudi Arabia, they never come to Kenya. They never do. All the men that I know that they died in Saudi Arabia, my fellow brothers, my fellow Kenyans, their bodies, they're still in Saudi Arabia. But to ladies, different. Ladies' bodies are normally deported back home. Because here we are dealing with the company, here we are dealing with the family. A family cannot keep a dead body to themselves. They'll have to take it back to the government. The government will definitely deport it. But here is a company. A company might be owned by different people, different people from different nations. And we don't know these people how they got the money. And will do anything to cover the company's image. So they'll make sure that anything that happens is never out. That's why people they don't get to hear about men rather than women.
The women.
Yes. You can be taken to a profession that isn't aligned to what you want.
Yeah.
But because your master tells you to go work, you must go work. Yeah, because you did sign the contract that you will work for Masada.
Yeah.
So that was so discouraging, but we decided that let's not give up because we'll give each other hope most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, so after 2 weeks, I was lucky. I was selected to a franchise company, fast foods, Burger Fuel. The name of the company is called Burger Fuel. So I worked there for 6 months and so many things happened there. As I'm speaking, I have all the experience in working in the fast foods industry, and yeah.
Okay. So now, I want you to tell us, because when we were talking before we started the interview, you had told us about some experiences you had gone through in Saudi, and we would like our viewers, our subscribers, to get to know these stories and just understand so that we can learn from each other. So just tell us these experiences, these bad experiences that you had while in Saudi.
Okay, in Saudi, as I was working in Burger Fuel, because I worked in different companies.
Yeah.
Since some of the companies had a temporary contract with Masada, like they only needed workers for 3 months, so we will be taken there for only 3 months, and then Kalas will be back to office to another company. So with Burger Fuel, there was something which I didn't like because we were not the only Kenyans working there. We had Nepals, Bangladesh, Filipino, and the bosses were from they were Arabics but from Lebanon, so they are not Saudians themselves. Actually, even the owner of the company is not a Saudian himself.
Now tell us about your living conditions.
Okay, about that one, actually it's what made me try to seek ways of me coming back home, because it was so sad seeing your fellow Kenyan, your brothers, because once something that I've learned, once you are there abroad, you don't have any bloodline relative. Okay, the people that you call family is the people you'll get there, you'll find there. Like the fellow Kenyans that you'll find there, those are your brothers. Those are your everything. So you share everything. So it is very sad if you happen one moment you are with someone, the few minutes after the person is no more. Because I remember when I got to Four Seasons, 2 weeks after I got to Four Seasons, a friend called Edwin. Actually, he died in a mysterious way that until today, so many reasons are coming up, but there is no specific genuine reason that he had no organs. This person, he just walk out for evening walk, and then he just get lost for 4 days. The next thing we hear is that this person is admitted in the hospital, but he's in a critical condition. And as we go to see him, he does not have any body parts. All the body parts are moved. What I heard is his bill was too high. He had an accident, a road accident, and then his bill was too high. He could not pay. So the hospital called his family and told them that you need to pay this bill. And if you won't pay this bill, then we'll remove some parts to organs to pay for ourselves. And then I'm not sure because I don't have evidence, but I heard a story that the family members agreed on that one. So the guy body parts were removed, and the family also received money for that one. So leave alone the family, leave alone everything. Let's just get back to us as, because he was our brother. We were living with him. We were working at the same hotel. We go to work almost the same duty. So it was so difficult, so painful. And he's not the only guy. The same time, back to the mom in my company's office, there was an Indian who was actually who got drunk because we were only allowed to go out for a break from 5 to 9. So this person went out, and then people are saying that there are no liquor in Saudi Arabia, but that's a lie. So much liquor in Saudi Arabia. Same as in Kenya. Drugs are in Saudi Arabia. That's for sure. So this person, when he came back to the office, he was drunk. So the security guy, they decided to tighten him and then put him in a room. Early in the morning, they go open the room, the guy is dead. So we were told that this guy did commit suicide. But does it really make any sense? How can someone commit suicide? How can someone go have fun and then come commit suicide?
Yeah, while drunk.
Yes, while drunk. Doesn't make any sense. But that's how the story went, and nothing was done. Like, that's how it went. Nothing happened. Even the Kenyan guy, that's how the story went. Nothing happened. And you'll be surprised because it's the same company that took me there. And the person who took me there, Ali, who is actually responsible to look after me, the very day that we took off to Saudi Arabia, he changed his line. You try to test him, you try to call him, you try to look for him social medias, he's not there. Until now that I came back home, I've never seen him. So to me, I think this guy knew that this company wasn't good, but he did it for the money because he needed the money, because that's how the situation is in Kenya. People are willing to do anything for the money. They don't care where you'll be. Very few people care.
Yeah.
So
okay, and in that line,
okay,
what personal experience, what did you go through personally? As you can see your friends dying, your friends saying they are committing suicide. What a personal experience, discrimination, what did you experience personally?
Personally, I had a lot of discrimination. Like when we talk about discrimination, racism, you see, we even had what do they call them? Okay, maybe how can I say this? Is it logo? Something that you usually tell each other so as to motivate motivate you guys, because tutasema
like a mantra.
Yeah, tutasema hata akaniita mi manki akanitukana na kabila yake yenye sielewi, lakini niko hapa tu kwa masaa 8. Ikiisha mimi nimese na pesa imeingia. So it reached to a point whereby even the discrimination, racist, whatever, it used to hurt me, but it reached to a point where it wouldn't make any
impact on
an impact, because I was used to it.
Yeah,
I was used to it because I knew that money was more important than the discrimination feelings, whatever. So, but deep down in my heart, if you sleep as a man and then someone else, if you just look at that person who is doing that to you, because the Indians they're not that physically strong, you can bust the person, but you refuse to do that because it's against the law. So issues of discrimination, if you decide to go to Saudi Arabia, first thing, you must understand that you will be discriminated. That's for sure, because you're black. And I think this is not only in Saudi Arabia, even in other parts of the world. They see black, they fear. They see black, they see power. They used to tell us, black people, #1 power. So this means not that he's praising you, but you'll work more. Because he feels and he thinks that you have more energy, of which you don't have. Because we all human, we all do work same hours. Let's say, for example, in the kitchen, if I'm to cut 10 trays of onion in 1 hour, I'll get exhausted the same way as whether I'm black or white, I still get exhausted.
Yes.
But those guys, they don't see it that way. They see black as these people, like they just have energy, they don't get tired. So you will find most of the time you're being offloaded with loads of work. So no option, you just have to go through it.
Okay, so what I'm getting from what you're saying right now is, as a black man or as just a worker in Saudi, you experience discrimination, sometimes death, illness.
Yes.
What can I say? Loneliness in some way where you are set apart. And so right now I just want you to explain to us, like, when you said you wanted to come back to Kenya, how did you get the ticket back to Kenya? And you said you had already finished your savings. So how are you able? Just shorten it, then and wind up from there.
Okay. So I had exhausted my savings, but now, if you terminate your contract, the company will offer you. If you terminate, the company will offer you nothing. They will not even give you benefits, because you're the one wanting to go back home. So you'll pay for your own ticket and come back home. Okay. So I had no money, and yet I wanted to come back home. So I had to use my brain, because these people are not good people. So I knew that I had to do something for them to give a reason as to why it's them who wants to terminate me. But in the real sense, it's me who wants to go back home. So some interview, I don't go. Like, I don't attend interview, and then I'm given, if you don't attend interview, you'll be given a statement, of which you write a statement. That statement it will cost you 200 SR. That's like right now it will be like 8,000. Will be deducted from your salary. So I refused to sign the statement, claiming that I want to talk to the director. And then the Kenyan coordinator was like, okay, no, you cannot actually talk to the director. Talk to me or talk to the director. And then I was like, okay, no, I don't work for you. I work for this company, and I have the right to talk to the director. So I insisted that I want to talk to the director. Then he said, okay, I will arrange it. So because the company is managed by the Pakistanis, Bangladesh, Indians, These people are just Alibaba. Alibaba is thief. Okay, so he the original story I'm saying these guys are thief because how can I miss work just one day and I have a medical report and yet you deduct 200 SR in my salary for just missing one day and I have a sick leave and yet you deduct. Okay, so if you deduct 200 per one day, that's like you're telling me that I'm paid 200 every day, and yet I'm not paid 200 every day, right? So and sometimes you find us in a scenario whereby someone might be sick for a whole week. He does not even give a report, but since he's an Indian, he receives his full salary. So on meeting the director, he told me that, okay, you refuse to write a statement. And then I said, oh yes, I refuse to write. I want to talk to you face to face. Why should I write your statement? You come read and then you write a report on me and we can talk
Face to face.
face to face. Why are you scared to face us as Kenyans? Is it true that you don't want to talk to Kenyans? This guy knew that the kind of question I was asking, they were true, like they were real questions. So he avoided such questions. He was like, okay, no, let's not even talk much. You didn't write the statement, yes. He just went, he didn't even want to know what's happening, why I did miss the interview. So to him, he thought he was doing actually the best in terminating me, but to me, he was working on my plan.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, no, we will terminate you. We'll just pay for your ticket and then Kalas will not give you benefits because they said we will terminate you under Article 80. And if you're being terminated under Article 80, that means you, by law, you're not supposed to be given benefits. But the Article 80, there are 8 reasons why how you can be delicted or why you can be terminated through Article 80. And in those reasons, none of them fit me. But I had to accept it because I wanted to come back home. So I was like, okay. And then it took a month for them to do all that. And of which normally it takes like 2 weeks because if you finish contract, it will only take 2 weeks for them to get you back home. But for me, it took a month. They paid for my ticket. Yeah, and then I came back home.
Okay. That's a very interesting story we have heard from George. And guys, as you can see, there's good and there is bad. So I will not tell you what to think or what to not to think, but you can decide for yourself. And we'll continue having more of these interviews, more of these stories to enlighten each of us, to enlighten all of us. And we thank you, George, for coming all the way from Kilifi to be here with us to share with everyone your story. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for coming. And guys, we'd like to just ask you to continue showing love to this channel. Subscribe, like, comment, share so that this story can reach million of you guys out there. So we appreciate your time for viewing. We appreciate your time for clicking on this channel. Thank you guys. We love you all and God bless you.